I have to be honest, I did not expect this person to be sitting next to me today, but he's here and he's on fire this morning.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Welcome to this special edition of To The Point with Kristyn Burtt, presented by Popcorn Talk and Dance Network. And I have to be honest, I didn't think you were going to be the one here tonight, or this morning, I should say. But hey, Mark Villaver, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. As you can tell, I'm
yes.
shimmy.
He's been shimmying all morning. He like burst through the door. He's been highly caffeinated. We are caffeinating him more.
Yes, a lot of Coca-Cola.
Yes, Coca-Cola. Yeah. I saw some Starbucks this morning.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You know what? They just got the pumpkin spice latte back.
It's officially fall.
Oh my God. I was like, no, I'm happy I got eliminated.
You have PSL.
I got pumpkin.
I love it. Well, I love pumpkin too. I adore you. This has been a really fun season covering you, I have to be honest.
Cool.
And I want everyone to know, in case everyone hasn't seen all the interviews yet, but you last night were very positive about the elimination. On the press line, we were all sad. Talk about your mental state, because you felt like you had a premonition that this was going to happen.
Yeah, it was weird. I had a vision. Like, I was having visions popping out of my head right before I did the Sean Cheeseman piece, and I saw myself going home, and I saw myself like going home, but it was so positive. Like, I saw myself smiling and like accepting, like, yo, Mark, this is actually your last performance, because this is all you can do for yourself in America and for people that, you know, look up to you, and just end with a bang. And it felt like that. Yeah. You
were very free about it, because sometimes I think I would be sobbing my eyes out, because it's such a great experience doing So You Think.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you were in that headspace, because even on the press line last night, you and Comfort, I mean, Comfort was sad, but I think she was also understanding of like where you were at.
Yeah, I think she was more, she's really sad, just because I think she knows me behind the camera and off the camera, you know what I mean? So, and like, again, we have a lot of things that, like, personal things that we talk about, and that's why she's just like, oh, she does not get it, but she has to accept it, because I'm, you know, look at me, I'm like, I'm okay with it. When they said, Mark, you're going home, I said, cool, you know?
You're like, it is what it is. That's the name of the game too.
It is what it is. It's like what else do you want me to do? Like, I don't have a nice leg, I'm not the perfect dancer, but all I know is I can do the best I can and have fun. Like,
well, you brought a lot of fun to the show. I will certainly say that. And I love that we saw Baby Mark in some of those photos and footage. Tell us, like, how you got started in dancing, because I always love to hear sometimes people start really, really late in their lives. And dance professionally.
No, for sure. I think I started, like, moving, like, when I was maybe, like, 3 or 4. And it was all from, like, Michael Jackson videos. Like, my mom used to play it right in front of me. And then my mom used to pop and lock. And she's deaf. Growing up, I didn't know she was deaf. It was funny.
You're fluent in ASL, right?
No.
You're not.
Not even. That's the funny part.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and when my mom and I talk, it's hilarious.
So how do you communicate if you're not fluent in ASL?
I just talk to her and, like, make weird, like, I pretend like I know sign language, but I do it in my own way. And it's funny.
That's amazing.
I'm like, Mom, do you want to go to the store? And she's like, what? But she can read lips, so
perfect.
So it's fine. But it's like, yeah, it's so funny how we talk.
But but it got you moving too.
No,
that's kind of incredible when you think about that.
Yeah, but started taking classes at 19, so I started really late.
Unbelievable. And were you taking
like, I took classes?
Or?
No, it was mostly jazz funk.
Okay.
Jazz funk and jazz and a little bit of hip hop, but that was it. And then I moved to LA.
How old were you when you moved to LA?
22.
And you started dancing professionally here in LA?
22 to now, and then decided to transition to the So You Think world, because it's a different world, professional jobs and the So You Think.
It definitely is. It's a very different type of bubble. It's a different beast.
It's hard.
Yeah.
You know?
What was the biggest challenge for you on So You Think?
The biggest challenge was probably, oh man, I think last week with Spencer. Yeah, just because it was the process was just different. Just things were just uncertain, but I mean that's how it is, you know. Some choreographers come like prepared, and some don't because they're still trying to fill out their piece. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And we don't see our all stars. You know what I mean? We wait till when we have time to see each other on the show. So it's crazy. So that was the stressful part because we were just so unsure. Yeah.
So did it not feel in your body when you were performing it, or until like camera blocking or anything?
It didn't feel like it was in my body the day of the show.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's one of those. Like I said, it's that one was really stressful for me. And plus I had a challenge. It was technique. It was like I think it was don't get me wrong, but it's like a renversé to a pirouette, and I'm not technical, so I was really hard on myself for some reason, and the whole from week 1 to week 3, I was fine. Like I'm mentally strong, but why did I don't know why I cared so much, like that I wasn't doing it right when I was. Like I don't know what it was, so I had a mental breakdown, like I think it was last week. Yeah, my first mental breakdown, and then I picked myself back up and I smashed it.
You have to snap out of it really quick.
Like really quick, and I was proud of myself for doing that. So
yeah, because I think what people forget about, cause you sit there and you think about the physical game of what So You Think is, and you're trying all these styles and you're rehearsing and you're tired, but you push through. But the mental game of So You Think, and one thing I'd like to talk about, because you said this to me before the show, you said, I was myself. And I said to you, do you know how many people sit across from this table, and I'm talking alums that are on, season 2, season 5, and say I was not myself, not just your season.
Oh.
And that is one of their biggest regrets.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So you should feel really proud about that.
I am. I'm very proud. I think, I mean, that's why I'm happy. I'm smiling, because I was myself since day one. The fact that I'm on camera and I'm not hiding anything. Like I get to do me. I get to be the clown I am, and just relax and have fun. Like I can walk away with that.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a good feeling, because I will say that is the number one thing that I hear on this side of the table. It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
I feel complete. Like I did my job. Whatever it was, I did it. It showed me. I love what I did. Very positive. I was in the now every week. Every time. I was always in the now. And that's why I'm the way I am. My body language, my posture, like just my posture of my body, how I talk. You can tell I'm good. I'm happy. Yeah.
Well, I also want to know, because for someone that was trained later in life at 19, I mean, you really, I have to say, it looked like you slid in and out of different styles with ease. So even if you were faking it till you made it, what was it that was sort of the key to your success on that? I mean, were you rehearsing extra hours? Was it just keeping yourself really focused mentally?
For sure, it's all mental, because you need confidence, for sure. But it was the acting game for me. It was like, okay, since I'm not a contemporary dancer, like how do you become a contemporary dancer? I literally had to be like, okay, just tap into that character. There's still a character in that. So I was like, just move and become and breathe and think like a contemporary dancer, and that's it. So you just turn it off and then turn it on. Like it was all acting for me.
That's good. And also, we had Vincent Paterson in here, legendary choreographer, and he said, my number one tip for dancers is to take acting class. He said, because it's a big component of what dance is. So for you to realize that and sort of tap into that is really smart.
It's all performing, yeah. Like, I mean, So You Think is a dance TV show. It's not a dance it's not a dance competition.
Right.
So you need the whole package. And naturally, I just love to just be on camera.
I know you do. And, I loved watching in studio last night before your solo. You're like, doing some hip thrusts towards the audience while the package is playing. I was like, this is all Mark. And then, you like leap off the stage after. And I was like, that's so great. I did see a lot of the freedom. And I was like, you were feeling great last night.
Yeah, I remember you said that. You were just so free. Like, I'm like, something was telling me this was my last. It was weird, like in a good way though. Like, yo, Mark, this is the last one, and just go out with the bang and just have fun, because you're gonna be happy when you go home, So
yeah. And you've got tour to look forward to, which is amazing.
Right after, and we go back to the finale. So I just have a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, you basically have like the 11th and 18th off, and then you'll probably start rehearsing 19th or 20th.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna steal the show coming back. I'm gonna be like, Mark's back. Pop, it's showtime. Showtime. Guess who's back again? Ooh. I'm gonna steal the show.
I know you are. I know you are. And it'll be interesting to see what number they wind up of putting in for the finale. That's if you had a choice of all the numbers you did with Comfort or
Just
one of the other
one or
contestants. Okay, you can give me 2.
Okay. To be honest, Ray Leeper and Thalia Fabia, for sure. For some reason, I'm not a jazz dancer or a contemporary dancer, but my soul is that. Like I don't know what it is.
Well, it spoke to you in some way.
It's deep, super deep, and I can really connect.
And I think also the experience of what you guys do, also if you're able to sort of dial in with the choreographer and what they're creating on you, I think that also colors your experience. I said to you earlier, it was great that you got to work with Thalia because she doesn't come on the show that often. So when she does, it's really a treat for the couple that gets the opportunity to work with her.
It's crazy. We got to work with her, and the day we did it was the day of the solar eclipse, and that song is called Ending, and it's like starting a new chapter, rebirth, and that was the solar eclipse. It was all about like rebirth, and to do it on that day, I was like, oh
yeah, just feeling it. Like all the stars were aligned for sure. Your decision to audition for So You Think, I know that a casting producer sort of, reached out to you, but you had been coming off of a challenging year. And I don't know if a lot of people know this.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because especially when you're already a professional dancer out there working for people like Taylor Swift, to then have a difficult year, it's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. And it's real life. I mean, come on. I went from like working consistently for 5 years, and then 1 year things just go down, just go dark. And oh man, I don't know what to say because it's.
Well, what do you attribute to that slump? Do you know? Can you like pinpoint certain things?
What caused it?
Yeah.
I think it was just getting off of an amazing tour, and then after that getting injured, and from there it caused like bitterness, and I guess you can say depression and stuff, and then a lot of dwelling with that, and then it caused long-term depression for a year. What
made you snap out of it? Because everyone sort of always has an aha moment where you're like, wait, what am I doing?
I think it was something with. So I was at the 7-Eleven and I was hustling and trying to make money, and I was complaining about everything. I only had $200 in my bank account, and I could not make rent. There's no possible way. And I was starving because I couldn't eat. But yeah, I was just sitting in my car, really sad and mad and everything. And this homeless guy was just, sitting right in front of 7-Eleven, and he had no money. I mean, he had like $2. The most he had his whole life was $2, and he had the 7-Eleven food. And this other guy comes, this homeless guy is just complaining like, yo, I'm hungry. He kept whining. I was like, why is this guy like asking people like that? Like, that's not how you get food. So I see the guy with the $2. He's not talking. He just comes up to the guy, and I'm watching this like a movie. And he doesn't say. He's like, here, this is all I have. And like he gave $2, gave his food, and he sat back and he started praying. And I started crying because I was like, wait, and I'm here, like complaining about $200 in my bank account. The first, like, I already, like, the fact that I have a bank account, that's like, come on, I have a car, I'm sitting in my car, I have my cup of coffee, 7-Eleven coffee, you know what I mean? Like, 7-Eleven pizza, like, like, I'm alive, I'm here, like, why am I complaining? So that woke me up, and I was like, yo, Mark, like, you have to be grateful, you know what I mean? Stop. Like, I just wasn't present. I was living in the past and the future so much, and I wasn't worrying about what was in front of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was one of them that woke me up.
It's a big one, though.
Yeah.
It's a real big one.
Yeah.
Was the decision to audition for So You Think, was it an easy choice, or was it something that you're like, I'll give this a try, I'm not sure I want to do it?
It was I'm just going to do it already because I have nothing to lose, you know? And it was one of those. And everything just started going like this.
You had a great audition.
Like that. Thank you.
I mean, that was one that they highlighted, and I was like, holy cow, this is going to be good. And I knew that you had already been paired with Comfort, too, by the time that
really?
had rolled in. Yeah. And I said to Comfort, I had her in studio with me, and I was like, off air, I'm like, we can't talk about this, but I'm like, you guys are going to be so good together. And, you know, we were just like, and I just was like, I wish we could have talked about that on camera ahead of time, but, you know, nothing had been announced at that point. What was the Academy experience like for you?
The Academy experience was very relaxing.
You're like the only one that says that. You know that, right?
Really?
Everyone says it's the hardest week of their life.
No, it was probably the most calming audition I ever had in my life, just because we had a month to train for the Academy. And
where did you train?
I went back home in Hawaii. You know, like naturally you think, okay, dance training, Academy, I should train in all styles.
Yeah.
Physical. For some reason, when I went back home, that was my mindset. I said, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna train back in my roots and find myself. I mean, do that. And I didn't. My training started to be more spiritual, mental, emotional, and all I did was hang out with friends, self-reflect. I literally did like a mirror talk with myself. I looked myself in the mirror, and I tapped into my inner child, my dark side, my happy side, my future self, my past self, and I was having multiple conversations with them. It sounds pretty crazy, but that's how much I tapped into it. And I got a lot of like I was just reparenting my inner child and self-reflecting a lot and knowing who I was, you know? And that's all I did. That was my training.
Maybe that's why you showed up to the show once you were on Comfort's team and officially her pick. Maybe that's why you're your authentic self. Yeah,
I think everything happens for a reason. Like originally I wanted to audition for So You Think when I first moved here, but it went the opposite. It went professional. It took me 5 years to get here, but I think the universe was like, no, you're gonna go to this show when you know who you are and like super confident, and you're gonna enter that and you're gonna make an impact. And 5 years later, I'm here and I'm happy, you know.
Yeah, it was the right time,
it
right
was
moment.
The right time, the right person, the right mark, you know.
That's awesome. Now, I know, obviously, you have tour coming up next, but you're also a part of Quest Crew.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, that makes me so excited because you're a newer member, right?
Yeah.
So, post-tour, you'll be hopping on with them, rehearsing?
I think we're going to do more gigs coming up because, people do know that I'm with part of Quest, and I think if people want to fly me out to, like, whatever, I would be like, hey, if you want full package, you need Quest.
You can get the whole group.
You know what I mean?
The Emmy-winning Quest Crew, by the way. Let's just throw that out there because they won last year for Outstanding Choreography for America's Best Dance Crew, which was well-deserved.
They're amazing. They're good people, too. They're my family.
Yeah. I just saw Hawk last week, so it's good to see.
They're still supportive. They text me. They were kind of sad.
They had a really sweet tweet. I retweeted it because they were because they were sad. But they were like, "Thanks for supporting our brother Mark." Yeah.
But this is only the beginning.
Yes.
It feels like the beginning. It feels like I feel like I can feel something coming. I don't know what it is, but like I said, like if you I was telling like all the dancers, like if you really pay attention to your performance and live in the now and just leave it on the floor, that one little turn you just did and you invested all your time in that move and that performance, that is creating that future coming right at you. You know what I mean? It just takes one performance. It doesn't take you to stay the whole show.
Okay.
It just takes one performance
Especially those memorable ones that we'll go back to 5 years from now going, oh, remember that on
You know what I
season
mean?
14?
Yeah. But look at Twitch, look at Comfort, look at Dietrich's, look at...
We talked about Comfort last night.
know?
She was voted off 3 times. She keeps coming back.
Not the people that didn't win are the most iconic. The greatest of the greats. Like the hitters. And like I asked what I got. And I told the universe months ago, I said, I want to evolve. I want growth. And I am this. I said, I am season 14, So You Think You Can Dance. And I said, I am a winner. I didn't wait till it to manifest on the 25th. I said, I am a winner. I took it in that very moment. And I think that's why I went home. Because there's like, universe said, we know you're happy already.
Yep.
So...
This chapter's
Here you
closed.
go.
Here's the new chapter starting.
Yeah.
5 years from now, Mark, where are you going to be? What's your dream?
5 years. I know it sounds crazy,
No, it's not crazy.
but you're gonna see me in the next big movie. Like I'm gonna be the next John Travolta or Patrick Swayze. Like when Grease came out and like Dirty Dancing and it was like Footloose, all that stuff. Like when that was like all hits and they were just the iconic. That's gonna be me for this generation. That's how I feel. I feel like I have to act, I have to dance, I have to sing. Like
Do you sing?
A little.
Give us a little. I've heard
I can't sing.
Okay.
But
you'll make it happen.
there's potential. Just know that.
Okay.
You know?
And you've got good hair.
There you go. Kaylee's dad called me Elvis.
Oh, I like that.
He's like, you're such an Elvis. I'm like, yes.
You're like, I'll take it.
You know?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, it was such a treat to have you here. I was surprised to have you here this week, but it's been a real pleasure getting to know you throughout the season. I said you were a favorite of the press. I will let you know that. Yes. Yeah, you and Comfort. Like you come down the line, you're like, oh, what am I gonna get this week?
It's like on and off camera. It's like on and off the show. We're still 1,000% there.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I love Comfort, so I was like, I knew this pairing was going to be magical. Yeah. And it certainly was.
I love Comfort.
Yes. So we'll see you on tour.
Easy.
At the Dolby Theater, just down the street. By the way, where the Oscars are. Major.
There you go.
All right. Thanks so much, Mark.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, you guys, we will be back at 3 p.m. today with another So You Think You Can Dance favorite, believe it or not. It is All-Star Paul Karmelian. So come and join us, 3 p.m. live. That's Pacific time. On To The Point with Kristyn Burtt. We want to thank Popcorn Talk, of course, and Dance Network.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network. Views expressed here are those of the hosts only, not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners.